Hey everybody, Real Estate Ninja here. I hope you're doing well. I want to talk about the coming property tax shortfall. Now, this story came out May of 2024. I have been covering the entire, commercial property fiasco that started essentially 3 years ago because of rising interest rates. And a lot of people do not think about multifamily, 5 units or more residential as commercial. When people are asked what commercial property is, usually people respond with, well, that Costco building or a warehouse, something like that. And they don't understand how many opportunities are in commercial real estate space. So this story comes out of Tax Policy Center or the Urban Institute and Brookings Institution. And as I read through this, I want you to start thinking about how big of a deal this is. And as counties come in with less tax revenue, it's a really big deal. And counties right now are starved for money. There are counties right now with over 1,000 properties on the books that they have to sell in a tax foreclosure sale because they were waiting through the pandemic. So it's sort of a big deal. Actually, it's a really big deal. So, okay, again, this story is entitled Navigating the Looming Commercial Property Tax Shortfall. It says cities, counties, and other local governments have traditionally relied on property taxes as a substantial and stable revenue stream, but with remote work taking hold after the pandemic, studies suggested that the value of office buildings could fall by half in many cities. The question facing policymakers is not if this will affect local budgets, but how bad will it get? It says in a new analysis, we analyzed how 47 dependent major cities are on commercial property tax revenue, and combining that data with the estimate of future office values, we made two forecasts of revenue shortfalls by 2031 in 13 cities for which complete data were available. Now, when we're talking the date 2031, this is a big deal for a very long time. There are companies that are calling back remote workers. We get that, right? But there are a lot of jobs in the industry that will never go back to the office, which means office space is going to be vacant for a very long time, a big cycle. And a lot of companies aren't paying their bills. One of those are taxes. And so they're going to tax auction sales like I was at in Houston, 2 days ago? This is an incredible opportunity. I'm gonna throw out a shout out real quick for the pre-filming discount of the bundle, TaxLane Pro, Tax Foreclosure Master. If you've ever wanted to get into this, I promise after the courses are done, which could take me up to a couple of months, but the sale will not be that long, it will be the best value out there in the educational space because it is so easy to jump into this industry. Now, as I'm reading this, I'm gonna bring on Matt, have him jump in and throw out Mike because he's been bidding on these commercial properties as well. And so we're gonna talk about that. But let me dive in while he's getting ready. It says the forecast show the severity of the revenue shortfalls were large in some cities, but relatively manageable in others. But some cities also saw large swings in the projected shortfalls under the different forecasts, highlighting important questions for policymakers to ask about specific fiscal futures. It says, for example, in their data, Boise had one of the highest dependencies. Just grab your chair and get ready in the mic, or in the camera. It said it had one of the highest dependencies on property tax overall, but its reliance on commercial property taxes were not in the top 10. In contrast, Atlanta did not have one of the highest reliance on overall property tax collections, but its dependence on commercial property tax revenue was in the 7th highest in their data. The fact of the matter is these counties and cities need their money and they need it now. And you're going to see this massive uptick in tax foreclosures around the country, not only in residential properties, but commercial. And I want people to think, hey, I don't need a warehouse? But would you like to pick up a 5-plex or a 10-plex? And Matt, we're about to interview a real estate attorney that was talking to us about even if a property has an IRS tax lien on it, how to buy it through a tax auction and then be able to literally wipe away that IRS lien on top of it.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait. We're going to start filming with him. We're in a hotel right now here. I probably messed up the camera if I flipped around the studio lights and all this stuff because we're getting ready for these lessons and we're going to be getting together for this attorney. But you have been bidding on commercial properties. Like the other day, you picked up a lot for 10 cents on the dollar. But that's not commercial. Talk about the commercial properties you're finding.
Well, there's if you want residential, that's great. I actually would like to have the warehouse personally.
Me too. I want a spot for cars.
Well, I'm just looking at it for the need around so many communities for light industrial and that opportunity for
starting new businesses.
For businesses.
Oh, that's a great point.
And so the commercial side of it is obviously at this time exploding significantly more than the residential.
Yep.
The residential is probably going to catch up, but the rules apply similarly to commercial just as they do for residential, whether it's a lien or a deed.
Yeah, it absolutely blows my mind. And I just noticed Carlos is in one of our moderators. Everyone say hi to Carlos. He said he's researched them in a handful of locations and it's easy to win these. Mm-hmm. But what happens after you win the deed sale? A lot of people don't understand how to place a quiet title on a property. That's what we're going to be teaching today or learning, for the course. They don't understand how to market the property or even some specific strategies. Like you were watching Raul the other day, picking up multiple deeds and then pushing a TDA out. Right. So then all of a sudden it forces the tax sale, which means you're forcing the issue of I want my money now so that I can go roll it over again.
Right. All that's doing is prompting that individual to pay their taxes.
Yeah, totally. Right? That's it.
And so, the sooner they pay the taxes, the sooner you collect your interest and roll that money into the next one.
Exactly. And what's really exciting is the whole system set up for the homeowner or the property owner to succeed. But in all reality, there are people who just go, no, I'm just going to let it go. Right. I shouldn't have gotten it. I don't want the property anymore. And then people are picking these up for pennies on the dollar.
Or they've given it up. Or in the commercial space, a company may have already written it down.
Yeah.
Whatever that may look like.
It's funny. I never even really thought before I started building this course out. And just so you guys know, Matt's one of the coaches because he's been doing this for quite some time along with Raul. And so I'm like, well, I can't have a complete course unless we offer coaching, right? Because there are some people that some people need handheld, right? They're like, hey, I know that I'm sort of in over my head. I'm going to learn all this stuff, but I also need my handheld. There are also people that are already doing it. They're like, hey, if you can, show me other areas of this business that I haven't seen before, I'm just going to make even more money.
Well, and just to streamline some processes so you're not committing so much time for research and things. Well,
before I started this, I never even thought, because I would love a warehouse. Because I love woodworking, that. I love cars and wrench on things. Like, how sick would it be to be able to pick up a warehouse in my area in Nevada to be able to do all of my hobbies?
That'd be pretty amazing.
Yeah, and then not only that, like you said, I know
my family would like my tools somewhere too.
Yeah,
other than my house.
My wife would agree. She wants her garage back, but it's mine. But the point is and be able to buy something for very cheap and be able to rent it out to businesses that are just starting out, or divide a warehouse up in 10 quadrants, and you could start 10 small businesses in there.
Yeah, there's I know in my particular area, light industrial is a huge need.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't even think about this, but how many of you, type 1, if you've been into one of those antique shops where someone just cordons off with literally tape on the ground, 10 foot by 10 foot sections. My mom used to make a lot of money doing this, and they rent out that 10 foot section almost like a beauty parlor, and people bring in their antiques to sell them. And all they're doing, oh man, what's going on with the camera? Oh, that's weird. I'm doing this weird thing with my hands. I'm like Ricky Bobby right there.
Ricky Bobby.
What do I do with my hands?
I don't know. I'm pretty frozen myself.
I've never seen that happen before. AJ, you gotta look at this. Look at this. Nobody can. Oh my gosh, I've never seen this before. Stand by, we're having a technical glitch. Look at my hands. Isn't that sweet? That's like Ricky Bobby right there. I gotta see if I'm doing this on YouTube. This thing just went to crap. What's signal like right now?
I have 1 bar if you're not on the hotel Wi-Fi.
Well, crap.
Are you on the Wi-Fi?
I don't know. Let me see. Stand by. I can't even. Can you guys type 1 if this weird thing with my hands? Stand by. I can't even. Yeah, I'm totally frozen. Hey, I'd show you, but it doesn't matter because you can't see. I'm gonna hang up. Yep, totally frozen. All right, guys. If you want the course, it's down below.
We're traveling.
Worst sales pitch ever.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. We're all going to go crush it. I guess no internet. We're just going to go and buy some properties now.
That sounds like a great plan.
All right. With that being said, the Real Estate Ninja, just get the sound effect, is out.